for the people that are looking in the Cincinnati area, geez, for just 15 minutes north, you know, you've got units that are, you know, substantially less, and I would say every bit is unique, if not maybe something a little extra. People want to connect with something that's cool and different, and you're not going to get anything cooler than, you know, these mercantile lofts. What better place than, you know, right here in downtown Hamilton? You know, you could work here and then you could walk over across the street to the coffee shop, get a cup of coffee.
You kind of just live in this nice little space. You don't waste your gas, you get your exercise, it's awesome.
When you're here, you're going to know you're here at the Mercantile Lofts.
And this is why it is so critical for our economic development needs, is to have a Wi-Fi system that blankets downtown so people can work and create and share and connect whenever they want. But it simply becomes an H-spot, a hotspot, a Hamilton hotspot, and it's everywhere.
And I came across the show and I didn't recognize the set. And the more I listened to it, I thought these people were talking about Hamilton. And it was a TV show that TvHAMILTon had done on Dayton Lane. And so I really was kind of interested and listened to it for a little bit longer. And when they were talking about perception and safety downtown. And the ladies there were saying, oh, we feel safe, it is a perception issue, but you know, if we need anything, we call Mel. Well, you didn't know who Mel was. Mel is Mel Gray, who's the community-oriented policing officer that's assigned to the North End and German Village.
Welcome to this edition of School Matters. I'm Joni Kopis, the Director of Communications for the Hamilton City Schools, and with me today is our Superintendent, Janet Baker, and going to give a little update on what's going on for this school year, Janet.
We are. One of our goals is to communicate with parents and community about the great things that are going on in the Hamilton City Schools.
We need to be able to offer assistance when an elderly person is victimized. That prompted us to invite representatives of the agencies in Butler County that serve the elderly to be a part of the task force, and they became enthusiastically committed. But one key component was still missing. So we invited members of the business community to become involved in an effort to educate the elderly and the public.
Well, let's start and talk about get an update on the construction projects going on around town.
Sure. We have a couple water main projects still ongoing right now. One's at Schaefer's Creek, that's at North Eastview Parkway and Carter Terrace, replacing a water main that goes under Schaefer's Creek, and this is also gas and water. And we're doing this because there's going to be a pedestrian bridge that's getting replaced this year there.
Okay, we're in a typical classroom, and we're going to spend a little time talking about the most important thing, in my mind as an architect, about sustainability, and that is daylighting. Daylighting is a emotional and performance-based issue, but it is also an energy and efficiency-based issue. And the most important thing about daylighting is to orient the building correctly in the first place. And therein lied one of our big challenges. The old Wilson was oriented toward Eaton Avenue, which is an east-facing orientation, and east orientation is terrible for daylighting.
So
why?
Why would east and west orientation be bad?
You need daylight that gives you light energy but does not give you heat energy. We're trying to keep this building manageable from the standpoint of cooling loads, and so any window that faces east and west gets low direct sun, and that will penetrate deep into the space. It'll create glare, and most importantly, it'll create heat, and our air conditioning loads will skyrocket. So by orienting all the classrooms in the new Wilson, north and south, it made for a very interesting building, because no longer did the classroom windows face Eaton Avenue, they face north and south. But it created a building that allows for all the classrooms to maximize the advantage of daylight. As you can see, looking at a window, we want windows that are high, close to a sloping ceiling. The sloping ceiling allows the daylight to bounce and traverse deep into the space, and so it allows for daylighting to make a very big impact on the room. Then you say, well, if you're using artificial lights in a classroom, what difference does daylighting make? Well, it's a good question and a good problem, because if you keep the lights at full strength, the heat from the lights and the loss of the advantage of the daylighting means you're using the same amount of energy as if you had no windows. So all the lighting in this building is daylight sensitive. So as more daylight comes in this building, the lights literally dim to the level at which they are needed to keep the lighting level at the desktop appropriate.
So how do you know what electronics use the most energy?
Okay.
There's a few different ways you can figure that out. Honestly, you can look online, and a lot of times there are a list of what items might use the most electricity. If you want to figure out exactly what uses the most electricity, you can purchase these energy meters. What they do is they measure the amount of electricity being used either by an individual electronic or appliance, or like this one here, this can measure the electricity being used in the whole house.
Your biggest fan, by and large, had to be Joe Nuxall. Tell me what you think this team would mean to Nuxie if he was still here with us.
You know what? I go around Hamilton and Fairfield and even Cincinnati, and the presence that Nuxie's left, the legacy he's left, is unbelievable. So I think for him to see these kids out here playing, you know, especially being called the Hamilton Joes, and the fact that he has had such an impact in this area. I think you'd see him every day at these games, enjoying these kids, you know, young college kids, athletes trying to get to the next level, or just enjoy the summers, you know, being a team and to being a unit, coming together and trying to, you know, for one goal and to win championships, but also to learn a lot about life and to learn a lot about baseball.
Welcome to our Hamilton Hometown Pride Beautify Recognition Program. It's a program that commends Hamilton residents for the pride they have taken in the care and appearance of their property. The efforts Hamiltonians make contribute to the positive impressions residents and visitors have of our community. And so we thank you for helping to beautify our city. And please know your hometown pride is appreciated. Now, here's our showcase of homes for this edition. Beautify Hamilton. Live it!
Welcome to our Rural King grand opening. So glad to see you. Do you have a flyer, sir?
Thank you.
We're open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week, okay?
While we're doing this, on behalf of the Greater Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, welcome to Rural King, David, Alex, and all associates. Thanks so much for opening your store here. Good luck to you.
It is also an outstanding day for many of us, as we've been planning for this day since the master site plan was developed in the 1980s. When the master site plan was unveiled over 25 years ago, this was the pinnacle of the entire master site plan. It was the focal point for the entire campus. It is the main entrance for this 67-acre campus. We've been waiting for this day a long time. In essence, if you don't know, Berkeley Square is named after Berkeley Plantation that sits on the James River in Williamsburg, Virginia. And in fact, the reason why it's Berkeley Square is because of the square that was designed, what we refer to as the Main Street, which in essence will be called the Square in the coming months. So hence is the name Berkeley Square.
This is a great honor for me. Donna was very busy with the Berkeley and Westover Guild, and I'm very thrilled on Donna's behalf to have this building named in her honor. I'm honored also to have her sister sitting here in front, and my daughter and my 2 grandchildren, and a lot of very, very good friends. As Jeff said, the money spent is all spent in Hamilton, and this was Donna's and my fund that we put up in the Hamilton Community Foundation. And I believe in Hamilton, though I was born in Cincinnati. And I married a Hamilton girl, so I guess I'm now a Hamiltonian.
We'll do the ceremonial ribbon cutting. We'll ask that the Crothers family join us and make this official.
All right, ready, Elizabeth? Oh, yes. Of course. Ready?
Hamilton Recognized is a new program devoted to acknowledging the historic traditions of our city. By celebrating the buildings and structures that have shaped our past, we hope to move forward in a way that preserves those traditions while accommodating new development. The city's rich history, from the German Village to Dayton Lane to Rossville to High Street, is abundant in architecturally significant buildings that are unique to our city. And this uniqueness sets it apart from other communities. The Hamilton Recognized program acknowledges exemplary residential or commercial properties in each of Hamilton's historic districts.